For a long time, I've dreamed of being able to project an absorption spectrum of sodium onto the wall for my whole class to see, and then seamlessly change to project an emission spectrum of sodium, and so that all my students at the same time can see that the bright line of the emission spectrum lines up with the dark line on the absorption spectrum. This idea came to me after watching a great video by the Harvard Natural Sciences Lecture Demonstrations channel, where they projected an absorption spectrum of sodium using a slide projector. I used a vintage 1960s Rank Aldis Tutor 2 slide projector, which is extremely bright, 250 watt halogen bulb, so one shouldn't look directly into it because of the UV, 2 razor blades to make a narrow slit, and then it was focused using the slide projector lens and an additional lens before shining through a Bunsen burner flame, using a couple of heat-proof mats to ensure that only light that's been through the Bunsen burner makes it through, onto a diffraction grating, which then produces a lovely spectrum on the wall. I can then position a phone to record a really high-quality video of the spectrum that has been produced. This is a continuous spectrum because it's from the white light being produced by the glowing filament, which is extremely hot and behaves like a black body. To produce the absorption spectrum, I need to introduce some sodium atoms in the gaseous state into the path that the white light is going. I can do this by adding some powdered sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate into the flame of the Bunsen burner. Some of the sodium becomes atomized and is in the flame in its gaseous state. Some of these sodium atoms then absorb a particular wavelength of the light in the yellow part of the spectrum, and they re-emit it in random directions, which means very little of that light reaches my spectrum, and we see the dark line. We can use this to understand why we see dark lines on the spectrum of light from stars and galaxies, because in our experiment, the slide projector lamp is like the star or the galaxy, and the Bunsen burner flame represents the clouds of gas around the star or galaxy, or in between the star and galaxy and us, where the wavelengths can be absorbed depending on the particular elements that are present there. The 2 heat-proof mats that form a slit after the Bunsen burner flame ensure that not too much light from the Bunsen burner flame falls on top of the spectrum, which otherwise could obscure the dark line. We can use the great PhET simulation of the Bohr model of a hydrogen atom to understand why only specific wavelengths of the light are absorbed. Electrons can only be in specific energy levels. If an electron absorbs a photon of exactly the right amount of energy to move it to a higher energy level, it will move up. The electron will only spend a short amount of time in this excited state before it de-excites back down to a lower energy level. When it de-excites, the electron will emit a photon that has an energy equal to the difference between the 2 energy levels. And this photon will be emitted in a random direction. White light will contain photons of lots of different energies across the whole spectrum. So if that white light passes through lots of atoms, then the photons that have the energy equal to a difference between 2 energy levels will be absorbed and re-emitted in a random direction, which means less of that particular colour or wavelength of light will get through to the other side, leading to the dark lines. And that's what the sodium atoms in the Bunsen burner flame do to a particular colour in the yellow part of the spectrum of the white light that's coming from my slide projector. So now time to see if I can produce the emission spectrum of sodium. I've turned off the slide projector and the Bunsen burner, and now I'm going to insert a low pressure sodium lamp just behind my slit made from the 2 razor blades, and use that as my light source instead of the slide projector's lamp. The sodium lamp takes a few minutes to warm up, so after a little break doing something else in the lesson, I can turn up my phone camera to maximum sensitivity and then switch off the lights and see if I can see the spectral line from the emission of the sodium. And as expected, when I put it above the absorption spectrum of the sodium, the dark line and the bright line perfectly line up. As you would expect, if I put my hand in the path of the light, the bright spectral line disappears. In astronomy, emission spectra are observed if we look at a cloud of gas which is lit from the side, and we're not seeing light coming directly through it, but we're just seeing the photons that are emitted when electrons de-excite. Although the exposure on the camera isn't quite right, if I turn on the slide projector lamp, we can see that that line is where we would expect it, in the yellow part of the spectrum. Let's use another great PhET animation to understand how the sodium gas discharge tube works. So the idea is that a small current is passed through a gas at low pressure, and the electrons, shown as the blue little circles, collide with a sodium atom, and they give some energy to the electron in the sodium atom and promote it to a higher energy level. And then when the electron inside the sodium atom de-excites and falls back down to the lower energy level, it emits a photon of energy equal to the difference between the two energy levels. And therefore, the colour of the photon emitted is exactly the same as the colour of the photon which is absorbed in the absorption spectrum. Of course, in a real lamp there will be many sodium atoms, and some of the electrons will be accelerated to a high enough energy that they may promote electrons to even higher energy levels, but the majority of the photons emitted will be of the characteristic yellow-orange colour. I'd like to finish by first of all thanking the Harvard Natural Sciences Lecture Demonstrations channel for allowing me to use the clip from their video, but also, more importantly, for providing inspiration for trying to produce a projected absorption spectrum of sodium in the first place, PhET for providing the excellent simulations that featured in the video, and finally to the Ogden Trust for my Senior Teacher Fellowship, which has given me the time to produce this video.